Oh,
And
Las Piñas po kayo.
yes, opo. And also affiliated with Makati Med po. Thank
Makati
you.
Med.
Opo.
Alam ko marami ng Makati Med din na sa PCU nag-aral po, di ba? Kasi
Yes, sir.
nag-start kay Dr. Actually, dapat makuha namin yan. Naunahan lang kami ng PCU nun sa University of Makati. Okay, nauna. Nauna sila. Nauna ang PCU. Pero lahat ng nurses ng Makati Med sa akin nag-MAN. MAN. Naman.
I see. Opo.
Ayun pa ni Ma'am Donnelly.
Si Ma'am Donnelly, yes.
Kain pa niya.
Opo. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitzi. Sino pa? Hindi
Sir,
nakapagsalita.
good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, yeah, Lidsel, sir, based in Davao. Lidsel Encarnacion Rongo po.
Oh, sa Davao po kayo?
Yes, Davao City, sir. I'm a breast surgical oncologist po.
Oh, very specific na yung onco, no? Kasi ng aking sister-in-law, Pedro onco naman siya. No, may special. Pero adult onco po kayo, Doc?
Well, ayan, yes, sir. Basta anything about breast cancers po. I do surgeries on breast cancers.
Okay. Sino pa ba? Hindi pa natawag. Okay, salamat po. Anyway, I would like to present, sige, Neil, Patricia, and Dave.
Hi, sir.
Sige po.
Hi, sir. Good evening. I'm Dr. Neil Beloira, ophthalmologist po.
Okay, Neil. Hello. Good evening po. Dave.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. Dave Encarnacion po, sir. Sister ko si Lidsel. HPB liver transplant surgeon, sir, sa Makati Med and Cardinal Santos.
Oh. Kidney liver transplant. Okay. Sa De Los Santos din, Doc?
Cardinal Santos, sir.
Cardinal Santos.
MMC.
MMC. Ang director ng Cardinal Santos, si ngayon, bago, no? Si Pagdanganan, di ba, Doc?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Si Doc Pagdanganan. Okay. Naging lecturer ko rin siya sa MBA in Healthcare. Patricia, go ahead, Doc Patricia.
Good evening. Patricia Olartelli, neurologist po from Tacloban.
Tacloban. Okay, Doc Patricia. Good evening. Maria Rosa.
Hi, good evening. My nickname is Sassy Santos. ENT again.
Sassy.
Sassy. Like my sassy girl.
Sassy.
Sassy. And affiliated with Makati Med po.
Okay.
ENT
Makati Med.
Again.
Again. Talaga nag-uusap-usap kayo ng buong ENT, no?
Sir, kasi po, pandemic, you might as well use your time, di ba? Parang
oo nga po.
Gain more knowledge.
Saka even the Opta and ENT, mas gusto nila yung face-to-face, di ba? Pero
consult,
di ba?
Consult
talagang hindi
no
virtual,
choice,
no?
Minsan you have to see talaga po. Yeah.
See.
Even
ako, every Saturday,
of course.
nag-ano ako, every Saturday, sa sa Marikina, I do acupuncture.
Face-to-face, so yun.
Face-to-face, pero very, minsan, ayoko din eh.
High risk.
High risk din. High risk. Mahirap din.
Thank you po.
Pero minsan more than 1 hour eh. More than 15 minutes eh.
Nako.
More than 15 minutes.
Ingat
Kaya nga
po.
nagkaroon na nga ako eh. Nagpa-eclea test ako. Mataas yung aking ICLEA, ang aking IgG.
Mm.
Nagkaroon ako ng COVID last 14, pero before that may vaccine ako. After 8 days nagka-COVID ako. Pero mild naman. Mild symptoms. Ang complaint ko lang, dito masakit yung leg. Yung ulo ko, masakit ang ulo ko. Tapos ayoko na uminom ng gamot, paracetamol. Ina-acupuncture ko siya. Very effective. Isang tusok lang, okay na eh. Nawawala yung pain.
Diba? Nako,
Oo, maganda
gawan ng
yung
study, sir. Gawan ng study po. Thank you po.
Pero iba-ibang COVID pala, na iba-ibang cases eh. Iba-ibang symptoms eh. No? Meron isa ba chest pain, iba may panlasa, iba may pang-amoy, iba wala. Iba-iba eh, no?
Yes po.
Pero nagtaka ako, ENT usapan, ano? After ng COVID ko, dalawa kami, nagtaas ang T3, T4, THS, medyo elevated.
That's why you were asking
Nag-ano siya, elevated. Oo, nag-elevate. Kaya akong tinanong eh. Tapos, pati parehas kami ng aking, nag-elevate din yung, niya, T3, T4. Parehas kami, nag-COVID, parehas kami. May relationship kaya? Magandang study, baka meron.
And what variant? Ala, yan na.
Nako.
Anong variant? Nako, hindi na. ECLEA kasi. Hard.
ECLEA, so hindi specific.
Hindi, it wasn't an RT-PCR. But I'm glad you're well na po, sir. Okay naman
ako.
That's
Siguro
good.
nakatulong din yung vaccine kasi mild lang naman yung aking
That's true.
Ang ganda ng service dito sa Pasig, may taga Pasig ba dito?
Diba?
Nung nagkaroon kami ng Pasig po.
Opo.
May mga taga Pasig. Meron kaming sa motel po kami. 14 days kami sa motel. Di ba yung pagkain naman? Doon kami.
Diba? Pansit po. Joke lang.
Pansit.
Masarap daw ho.
Sa motel kami. Ang ganda ng ng service na ni Biko. Hindi ko kinakamping si Biko. Pero maganda yung kanyang system on sa COVID Ganda yung sistema niya. In fairness with other municipality.
Opo.
Oo. Meron pa ba? Pakitaas ang kamay, mga ENT. Parang majority kayo ENT, no? Hindi naman kayo magkakilala, no? Puro ENT. Okay, nakakatuwa naman yung grupo. Good afternoon.
Magkakilala.
Doc Danny?
Magkakilala mga ENT, sir, kasi konti lang kami. Almost 1,000 lang kami nationwide.
Oo, konti lang, magkakilala. Alright. Okay. Lahat po kayo ay non-thesis. Pakitaas nga po yung thesis. Raise your hand. Pakitaas. Yung thesis. Virtual taas po. Virtual raise or thumbs up. Thumbs up na lang po. Click more. Tapos, click reaction, then thumbs up. Okay. Gutierrez, nakita ko. Gutierrez. Okay. Isa lang. Majority po ay non-thesis. Tama po ba? Okay. Anyway, whether thesis... Oo. Teka lang. Wait lang. Walang connect. Wait lang ako.
Roberto, Bertamona.
Rosenia Gutierrez, are you raising your hand? Okay na.
Ay, ano po, non-thesis ako. Namali yung pindot ko.
Non-thesis. Okay, thank you.
Non-thesis.
Non-thesis po kayo lahat. Anyway, I would like to share with you the memorandum pa nung 2018 about the policy of the university. No? Kasi very important to discuss this because yung content nito, whether thesis or non-thesis, still the content still yung pa rin, ano. Ang difference lang ng non-thesis, parang I think yung last na discussion with Dr. Matt na ipe-present yung still pe-present pa rin yung non-thesis pero hindi doon sa panel but kung sino yung institutional partner or yung magbe-benefit ng study na yun, pwede i-invite. It's either pwedeng ay parang ang tawag dito, parang research congress, parang ganun. Pero hindi naman fully thesis, yung thesis kasi may chapter 1 to 5, ano. Parang yung non-thesis ay still ipe-present. Yun ang discussion last time niya, no? Okay. Etong circular na to, it was nakita ko 2018. Binigay sa aming mga professor. I don't know kung naka-receive din kayo about the policy of the guidelines of graduate thesis dissertation and related academic requirements. This is intended, no, for the masteral, is required for completion of masteral degree, and a doctoral dissertation is required for the completion of a doctorate degree. So I think lahat po kayo ay tama ba sa pagkaalam ko, lahat kayo ay masteral, no, in hospital administration ba? Tama po ba?
Yes,
Tama,
sir.
no? Yes. Oh.
Yes.
Walang doctorate degree dito? Wala naman po. Okay. Thank you. But before basahin ko lang, no? Allow me to read this. But before a graduate student enroll in thesis dissertation writing, he should comply the following requirement. Pass all course required in the degree program, no? Then pass with the written comprehensive examination. Yung pong dalawa. And yes, itong dalawa dapat ipasa muna, no? Para sa wala ditong dissertation, wala, puro thesis lang. So dapat matapos mo yung courses, lahat ng subject makuha mo, then may comprehensive examination, then that's the time na mag-enroll ka na for thesis dissertation or thesis writing or dissertation, no? Then procedure for undertaking graduate thesis dissertation. The student must enroll in thesis/dissertation seminar 1 course of a graduate program. The graduate student must submit an official request for undertake thesis dissertation proposal to his professor or his academic head. So, yun po, dapat mag-submit, no? Merong may template meron po akong pwedeng gayahin, no? Meron akong bibigyan ko kayo kopya, isasubmit sa professor at the department head kung mag-aano po kayo, mag-undergo. Then academic department head, in consultation with the student, recommends the assignment of the student thesis dissertation advisor to the dean, who shall appoint by the thesis dissertation advisor organize the thesis dissertation. Yun, malinaw naman sinasabi dito na yung advisor, I think pwede rin kayo, no, na kumuha kung sino advisor. Kung hindi naman, pwedeng mag-appoint, no? Then number 4, the thesis dissertation advisor will advise the student in correct preparation of the thesis dissertation proposal. We should A, follow the correct format, be a logical, clearly precise, written in accordance with the content requirements of a correct format. Yes. Number 5, the advisor makes an evaluation of a draft research proposal, and when the proposal is deemed correct, clear, concise, and complete, he endorses the dean for the scheduling for the thesis dissertation defense. So, yun po. Then the student provide the draft research proposal to the dissertation committee less than 1 month before the proposal defense. Alam ko, majority of you are non-thesis, ano? Parang hindi naman, hindi tama, ano, para sabihin to. Pero mamaya later, i-discuss natin yung content, no? Yung ano ba yung whether thesis or non-thesis, still the content is the same pa rin, ano? Yan po, sinasabi dito. Then, committee, okay. Talunan natin to. Ayan. Anyway, bibigyan ko kayo ng copy nito. Ayan. So, for this ito yung format, ano? For the format, no, thesis or non-thesis, still, you can use the same format. Pero sabi nga ni Doc Matt, kung nakapag-submit na kayo, yun na yun, no? Hintayin na lang natin yung January 2%. Magkaroon tayo ng research congress, makapag-present po kayo ng inyong for those non-thesis, ano. For introduction, no, sa introduction, pag gagawa po kayo ng introduction, no, very basic is to provide the introduction based on the following: the scientific, technological, social, economic, subject, topic, idea, system, policy, trend, theory, or practice that the research desires to investigate. Basically, ito po yung direct to the point eh. Pero before doing this, dapat on the introduction, merong grabbing statement, no? Meron sinasabi dong grabbing statement, no? This grabbing statement, ito ay galing sa libro, galing sa mga movies, pwede rin, or galing sa mga journals, no? Or galing sa news, na pag binasa to ay makikiliti yung mga nagbabasa. Something like that. Kung nanonood kayo ng movie, ang gusto nun yung movie sa umpisa ay parang nakikiliti na kayo para matapos na, para abitin, ano? Ganun yung mga uso ngayon in doing the introduction. So, the introduction, sinasabi dito, direct to the point eh. The scientific, technological, social, economic. Pero before doing that, dapat meron kayong initial grabbing statement. No? Sa ibang school po, sa ibang bansa, ang grabbing statement, pinag-aaralan po ng isang semester. How to write the grabbing statement. No? Yan ang ang pinakamahirap sa lahat. paano ka magsusulat sa umpisa pa lang, may tantalizing na siya. Meron ng kakaiba. Kaya nga dapat sa introduction, tapusin mo na yung study mo. Then balikan mo sa introduction. Yun yung the best. Yun yung the best. Tapusin mo yung study mo. For the sake of the submission of proposal, pwede ka mag-submit. Pero yung pinaka-final mo na, tapusin mo, saka mo balikan siya. Tapos makakagawa ka ng grabbing statement for the introduction. Okay. From the, sa introduction also, the environment or industry or sector which compasses or influence or impact by the research topic. Ito. Tama, grabbing or impact statement. Impact statement could be from general to specific point of view, pwedeng ganun eh. Impact statement could be impact statement, pwede yan epidemiology, based on the epidemiology, based on the research, based on the numbers, no? Pwede rin yan yung impact statement. Again, the word count is 100 to 150. Kaya nga kung non-thesis kayo, kung siseryosohin nyo, bakit hindi nyo nagawin ng tama, di ba? Isulat nyo. Anyway, it will pag nasulat nyo ng tama siya, pwede siyang journal, pwede rin submit yung journal nyo po. Pwede nyo siyang i-submit sa mga referee journals. So, rationale. Yes, rationale, kasama to ng introduction. After introduction, rationale, identify the real world, scientific, technology, no, economic, social, or business, organization, and human problem that the research will try to better understanding and to solve, or preventing opportunity that the research will strive to identify and explore. Meaning to say, the rationale kung bakit, di ba? Rationale kung could be na ito yung parang bitin na yung what is your research problem? Lalabas na dito eh. Ano yung problema? Ano yung opportunity that the research will strive para ipagpatuloy, no? Ito yung bitin eh, yung sa rationale. Could be 100 to 150. Then for the objective, napakahaba na objective, no? Research objective, letter A or number 1, identify the research's potential contribution to knowledge and its implication to existing theory, methodology, practice, or any combination thereof. Meron siyang siyam nakalagay sa objective. Normally, pag education, the objectives ay very simple, no? Pero ito ay sinasabi dito, the objectives, no? Sinasabi dito, the objective ay hindi lang for education but also for different field. Like for example, majority of you I think related ang study nyo to your workplace, no? Not necessarily your study related to medicine, no? Hindi yan related sa medicine but related sa workplace na gusto nyo aralin. Meron ba scientific research ba dito? Meron ba ditong scientific researches? Like na ginagawa nyo sa nung medicine kayo, yung mga doktor kayo, yung mga ginagawa nyo sa, meron ba dito? Experimental study, case study, case series, cross-sectional study. Meron ba ditong ganun? Wala naman siguro, no? I think mga study nyo or paper nyo, more on ano siguro, a system. Kasi yung public health administration, ano, system could be. Kung system, dito babaksak yung mga yan. So, one is to recontextualization of an existing theory or method. Okay, theory or method or applying technique of a new context of testing setting of showing applicability or model situation. Meaning to say, itong new theory or method, parang ito yung bagong theory. Have you heard the theory of cheese model, Swiss cheese model, no? Very applicable for the sa COVID, no? Ang Swiss cheese pala, no? Yung cheese daw ay may mga Swiss cheese ay may mga butas-butas yan. So yung butas-butas, yan yung loophole ng mga sistema, no? Swiss cheese model. So yung butas yan may loophole. So maglalagay ka another cheese, another layer. So kung may butas pa ulit, see-through, ibig sabihin yun yung problem pa, no? So another patong pa ulit, no? That patong is a method. That patong is a another model para dun sa parang ito yan yung si COVID. 'Di ba si COVID, naglagay tayo ng face mask, 'di ba? This is not exactly na hindi ka pa rin mahawakan ka pa rin, ano? So, ano pa yung isa pang lining ng Swiss cheese model is the face shield. So si face shield, another cheese. So kung dito ay 70% na hindi ka mahawahan, another shield ay let's say another 20%, 90% ka hindi mahawakan. Plus social distancing is 100% ka hindi mahawakan because of that different methods. Parang yun, the objective, parang ganun, no? Another model or another theory or another technique para maibsan yun. Very, yung Swiss cheese model. One of my favorite, palagi kong sinasabi yan pag yung gagawa ko ng letter on another, not perfect solution, but para mabawasan sa mga lalo na sa mga tao, no, sa mga faculty. So yan yung model. Objective is pwede ko din sa objective is a corroboration or elaboration of existing model, evaluating the effect of changes, condition, experiment, assessment of an asset model, corroboration of two models. Number 3 is falsification of contradiction of existing model as a part of one. 4 is drawing together or two or more existing idea that's showing that combination of reveals something useful. Another objective is developing a testing of a new concept of showing something is feasible and valuable or not, and why. So pwede rin gawin objective, no? Another objective could be implementation in someone's framework or principle of some field and practice, showing how it is work and it is limitation. Another objective could be empirical based on characteristic and phenomenon, no? Detailed criteria, analytic account, evolution of idea, detailed analytic characteristics, and crucial case study or a novel chemical compound or a new plant or a new planet. So another is a providing taxonomy of observe phenomena. No? Number 9 is well-founded critique and existing theory or evidence correlating the result of number existing studies showing pattern and omission. Number 9 always, ito is some mga educations or some ito yung ginagamit correlating the result or the number, yung mga qualitative, no? The phenomena is qualitative. This is quantitative, sorry. Number 8 is a qualitative. Number 9 is most ito ginagamit, a quantitative. So, B, clarification of contribution to knowledge by explaining the following. No, we have 10, 11, 12, 13. Number 10 is important of question. Why it is question worth asking? The significance of finding. Why do the findings matter? No? Another, what are the implications of theory, method, and practice? So what are the limitation, generalization, and findings? So these are the few examples, no, of objective. No, pwede nating i-gawin na objective. Normally sa education, the objective is the profiling. What are the profile? What are the yung mga qualitative study? Some descriptive statistics, you can apply that, and the inferential statistics for that Mayroon mga correlation no, nagbibigay ng correlation for the Pero that is for the education part. Ito very yung pinapakita dito, hindi lang for the education, hindi lang for, kumbaga for the general You can choose one of these hindi naman lahat pwedeng gawin, hindi lahat yan ay gagawin, pero ano yung applicable sa objective nyo? You can use, pwede dito, Then research work is a part of ongoing discourse among many researchers, each critiquing the available evidence and providing the fresh argument and evidence that contribute to knowledge and understanding. The research involved questioning and accepted wisdom, examining, analyzing phenomena from different perspectives, investigated through a variety of techniques. Research seek to create a new understanding of the world using a new idea and approaches rather than describing its using the existing frame or tools. So another is as more evidence is presented, existing explanations are evaluated in the way of knowledge, constantly confirm, elaborate, revise, and overtune. A knowledge claims may be small and still contribute to the discourse. So yun. Another subject under the objective is identify how the research will support or amplify the achievement of relevant development goals of personal, institution, community, government, regional, national, or international level. Identify the professional competency that will gain by the student. Specify the type of research that will undertake. Example. Yan. These are the specific type of research that will undertake, specific research question and objective. No? All in all, on the objective could be 100 to 200 words. No? Yung objective ay presented as a number. No? Number, numerical po yung presentation ng objective. From general objective to specific objective. No? Pwedeng maging 7, 7, depende kung yung study. If it is a quantitative study, konti lang siya, marami compare sa qualitative study, no? Depende po. Pero yung mention po natin kanina, no, these are the some pwede kayo mamili dito na pwedeng ilagay sa objective, gayahin siya, no? Next ay yes. Some related literature. Of course, are you familiar with the predatory journals? No, dapat hindi tayo sa predatory journals na kinukuha. Of course, the mga Scupus, no, Scupus na journals ang ating kinukuha for our related literature. On the related review of literature review, A is should be reviewed by the published literature, meaning to say that it is a non predatory journal yang, no, talagang Scupus na members yan ng Scupus na you can search on that where you should show what has already been proposed and claimed or established. So you can easily search on that. Yun ang power ng internet. The review literatures normally comprise of theoretical and empirical study, no? Meaning to say, you can cite some theory dun sa study nyo on related literature. May theoretical po kayong sinasabi based sa theory. And another is based on the empirical study. Okay, different po yan. No? You can choose one. If it is a policy, you can adopt those policy. And from the other point of view is the industry report. You can use that. And the article published is in the respective periodical and newspaper. Yan po yung nilalaman ng literature. Summarize and evaluate the useful of this previous study in relation to the stated aim to the research question. You can summarize, meaning to say, based on the yun dito, based on the objective mo, dapat you can summarize or you can use those objective, no? Ang mga objective na sinulat or the specific objective, you can summarize through by means of by what they call that, by topical approach, no? You can use by topical approach in this show the awareness of the most important and relevant theory and model, empirical study and methods. No, sabi dito, ano yung sa study nyo, hanap po kayo ng models, hanap po kayo ng theory. Like for example, IPO model, yung mga Swiss model, Swiss cheese model, could be, no? Pwede siya. Another theory on theories ng marami, puro mga nurses ang yung alam kong theories, at saka of course the foundation and the management theories. Pwede dito. Marx, di ba? Karl Marx, pwede rin siya. Those theories. Methodologies. A good literature review will compare the contrasted theories. Meaning to say, compare ano yung existing theory and contrast with the other theory. You can use that. Maganda siya. Not only yung kaparehas but also yung kumakalaban na theory. We can use maganda sa theory. Of course, ito yung good point of the theories eh. Ito as a master student, I will share to you, no. Pag nagpa-memo po kayo sa mga department, always cite palagi with the theories, no. ina-mention natin Swiss model theories, you can cite that, no, halimbawa 4S, mga ganun. Yung mga 5S, you can cite those theory aside from citing the specific memo dun sa mga offices. Or mas maganda, merong ganun eh. A good literature review will compare and contrast the theory empirical study, pointing out the agreement and disagreement gaps and overlaps of argument. So, poor literature review often simply provides summarizing list of theories, empirical study, with a little or no attempt to compare and contrast or evaluate some theories. Meaning to say, eto, ang pangit daw, ang hindi daw magandang ayun, palaging sinasabi dito, you always, after citing those theory, always, palagi, compare and contrast. Palaging ganun. Meron kang sinasabi or meron kang hindi lang sinabi mo but also another related literature na nagko-kontra dun sa study na yon based sa theory. Palaging ganun. Mas maganda. Kasi sabi dito, for literature daw, hindi nagsasabi ng compare and contrast. Kung makakuha ka ng contrast, mas maganda. Make clearly how well the published study address to your research focus. No? Examining the extent which be provided to insight. 2. Answer each research objective or question. Lahat ng objective na na-cite niyo po ay dapat sagutin ng related literature. Yan yung palaging sasabihin. Yan palagi. Lahat na na-state niyo po na objective should be answered by your related literature. Kung halimbawa profile variables nyo, gender, age, dapat meron ding related literature that answer to that specific profile variables. F, identify the omission of weakness in the published literature. No? That gives your opportunity to justify your study and contribute a new knowledge. Sometimes these weaknesses could be adapted also in your introduction. Kasi, for example, kulang sa study, wala po nag-study ng ganon. So parang ganon. Only few researchers pwedeng you can use that, no? Then elaborate how your research will contribute to a new knowledge, no? How it will contribute to a new knowledge. Yan yung maganda eh. Yung study kayo makatulong. Parang ano yan sa significance of the study, no? Ito yung sumasagot sa significance of the study. Sino magko-contribute on this? Magko-contribute sa study ko ay ang administration ng hospital. What else? Sino magko-contribute dito ay yung patient. Always elaborate how the research will contribute to the knowledge. Depending on the intent research design, the next step, you will convert the identify weakness and omission of new hypothesis. A hypothesis is a simple but testable statement that propose that one factor, call it A, cause another factor, call it B, to behave in a certain way. Ayun. Parang kung multiple yung hypothesis, you can call it A, the hypothesis. Some institution, they call it hypothesis 1, hypothesis 2. No? Pero dito I call it A and B. No? Sabi din. Your related literature, no, ay 600 to 750 counts. Marami siya. So, for your research design, Following review of literature outline how you plan to go about the collecting empirical data that will build understanding required to fulfill your research aim or test the hypothesis. You can develop from your review of literature, describe how will you carry out your study referring to the framework or concept found in the in the literature. Meaning to say, you should also include here the conceptual framework on the research design. Pwedeng nakadrawing siya, nakadrawing ng kung experimental study, you can draw the two groups, could be the control group and the experimental group, na pre and post test design, parang ganun. You can draw it, then after that, what is your output? Parang may drawing doon. You can use that. Sinasabi dito, you can use the related literature. You can use a book that is addressing what type of the research design are you going to use, no? Based dun sa data mo o based on your variables, no? Anong type ng ano. Then specifically, this section must describe the overall approach, the specific method and technique of data collection. Ano yung type ng data collection na gagawin mo dito? What are the overall approach? What kind of technique? Anong technique ba yan? Anong method? It is a descriptive, analytic, cross-sectional, case study, phenomenological approach, strama paper ba yan? Yan ba yung business plan? No? You can use that. On the other hand, what technique or data collection is something to do with the sample and sampling technique. No, it is a cross-section. Kung simple ba siya, kung clustered random sampling, yung mga sampling technique, you can use that. Strama, stratified random sampling, snowball, yung mga ganon, on the data analysis that measure you taking and to ensure the quality of the research design. No? In showing the awareness of ethical consideration around the academic research, meaning to say, you can also include this, your ethical consideration. Ito number one palagi sa sa research palagi. Before doing the research, palaging tatanungin nyo, yung institution ba ay papayagan ako? Okay, number one palagi yan. Pag hindi papayagan, ano yung option 2 sa other institution? Papayagan kaya ako doon? So time yung time element. Kung hindi papayagan, baguhin niyo na yung study niyo. So of course, merong very crucial dun sa kaya hindi pinapayagan usually yung study because of there's a ethical concern. Maybe the study will hurt the institution, lalo na the management side, administration side. Kung study something na makaka-hurt dun sa administration, sometimes may bias din, no? Hindi pinapayagan siya. No? Like for example, sa hospital, if it is a patient, ang concern, dadaan pa siya sa IRB, dadaan pa siya sa REC. No? So, matagal siya. So, you should also consider that. Yan ang number one priority. Kaya kung matatanong niyo yung ethical board na papayagan yung paper nyo, you go ahead. Pero kung hindi papayagan, mag-isip ka na maghanap ka ng another institution na papayagan siya or baguhin mo yung title. Yan palaging number one sa paghanap ng study. of course, the research quality and issue. Yan. The proposal requires that you have made a firm arrangement with the target, the organization community. You propose the study of work, access of the data prior to the writing of proposal, rather than describing that you plan to seek access to the target after the proposal is written. Always plan ahead of time. Always have a schedule. Palagi po tayo doon. Lalo na ngayon, pandemic. Mahirapan tayo sa data gathering. So walang face-to-face. Paano siya magagawa? Gagawa po kayo ng Google Form. Yung mga ganun, something like that. You can also plan for that. Overall approach, this could be qualitative or quantitative, or mixed method, some combination of the two. Describing a particular approach. Example, ethnographic cases, ethnographic is something to do with the culture, the ethnographic study, no. Ito, sa aking, based on my experience, only isa pa lang yung nag-conduct nito, yung ethnographic. Siya ay katutubo na first time nang nag-nurse to nagkatutubo. Tapos gusto niyang study yung mga practice on maternal and child. No, paano ang mga katutubo niya na, kasi kakilala naman yung family nila dun sa lugar na yon. Siya yung first nurse na nakagraduate doon. Tapos kinonduct niya yung ethnographic. No? Ang ganda ng study na yun. Ethnographic study. I remember that. Another for the case study, no? Case studies, ito yung ito case study sa mga doctor, case study on descriptive study, case study of one case, or pag marami siya is case series, no? Could be a survey or could be a experimental study.
Dapat pala binibigyan mo na. Sino doktor? Hindi, akin ba? Mamili ka nga sa maliwa. Sino doktor? Sila doktor, kung may bibigyan ka, Dr. Haro, tapos pala ito na lang binili ko. Kaya natin nakabili ito.
Okay.
2,000 pesos na.
Okay.
Ang original price na nasa pagkabi.
Methods and technique of data collection.
Tama ka na.
Hello. Tama na daw ako. Okay, methods and technique of data collection. Overall approach is broken down into specific method and technique of data collection. For example, a qualitative approach can be broken down into semi-structured interviewing of observation, while a quantitative approach is broken down into questionnaires. Experiment and other describe your chosen method and technique and explain why they are appropriate technique for achieving your research objective existing your hypothesis. So the qualitative and quantitative is different. Questionnaire ang ginagamit. Questionnaire ang ginagamit sa quanti. Qualitatives could be semi-structured daw, or interview or observation. Methods and technique of data analysis. How will you analyze the data collected? No, how you analyze the data collected. Describe the method and techniques of data analysis. For example, the procedure will use for analyzing text quantitative pattern of statistical analysis. Oh, very basic na to. Research qualitative issue. Explain how will you ensure that your collected is right data, and then address the question. Hypothesis collected reliable. This require a decision that validity and reliability of data that will triangulate the techniques employed to strengthen the reliability. Okay, phenomenon, and meaning to say that yeah, you can validate your questionnaire, para bigyan ng validity and reliability. It's different thing, no? Reliability is could be using a software for the reliability testing, no? And validity could be pwedeng expert panel, pwede ka mag-validate to give to strengthen the questionnaire. So the validity and reliability testing. The research ethics issue, your proposed research topic raised on ethical issue. For example, your research design presented possible danger to the subject. Yes, for example, if your subject, yung mga pasyente, most of the REC, like for example sa hospitals, no? Pag pinag-usapan na yung pasyente, dadaan talaga yan sa sa REC. Basta pinag-usapan na yung Pero may mga level yan eh. Pag yung umiinom na ng gamot, may mga level 3 na yan, na research ethical committee. Pag may danger na kasi, about pag inom na ng gamot, hindi na natin dadaan talaga siya sa ethics review. So on the research design, mga 500 to 700 words. In conclusion, summarizing your proposal including the potential contribution to the knowledge. Yan. Then, these are only the proposal. Wala dito, kung nagtataka kayo, wala yung, kung IMRAD format, wala yung result and discussion. Hanggang dito lang sa methods, no? Conclusions different from kasi ito ay base sa result, no? Ang conclusion ay base sa result ng study mo. Pero ito ay sinasabi dito, it's different, no? Iba yung sinasabi dito. Ito yung possible na output. Summarize your proposed including the potential contribution to the knowledge. Ano yung mga potential contribution to the knowledge after yan? So po, ito, the reference, no? The reference citing, ito yung medyo mabigat ang ngayon sa data privacy law, the referencing proper citation, no? Palaging sinusulat kasi na-check na agad whether kinapi mo, ipinis mo sa mo, tapos may software na po yung Turnitin, mga plagiarism checker, matitrace na kung kahit pinalitan mo ng word na yun, matitrace na po kung saan nanggaling yan. No, pero not necessarily naman, merong presentation eh. Depende po sa school. From other school, they 20%, no, may mga 20% na galing sa na inadapt mo, 80% original. Depende nga siya. So citing bibliography reference is important for the following reason: to facilitate, acknowledge the documentary, digital, and other source used to establish criticism argument, enable the people to trace the source of idea to use the research, it prevents the occurrence of plagiarism because it identifies the original legal authority attribution of a document and research finding ideas. Yan po. Mamaya, break muna. Break. Okay. Question? Violent reaction. We are 26 now. 36 na. Nandito na yung mga student ko na mga nag-join na, mga doctors and yung student ko sa public health. Okay. Question po. May question?
Sir, question.
Okay, Doc Dan. Okay, Doc Danilo Poblete, go ahead.
Sir, clarification. Last term, this is our third term. So last term, we were required to submit a research project, which they call an output, and submitted the final output, the research proposal, okay, to Dr. Matt. And according to the previous orientation, there will be a research congress by January. So that particular paper which we submitted already has a credit now for that particular term. The only missing details of that paper were the results and of course the conclusion and possible recommendation. So we were told to complete the paper this term, the third term. To whom are we going to submit that paper? Who will correct that before we present that to the Research Congress on January?
Doc Danny, no? Doc Danny kasi yung the result is after you getting the after the data gathering, magpe-present na kayo. After before data gathering, may approval pa siya no, after the compre. Hindi, non-thesis, sir?
Non-thesis kasi,
thesis,
sir.
Non-thesis.
Actually, binigyan na ng grade,
sorry,
sir,
naguluhan lang ako.
Yung paper. So, nandun na yung...
Naguluhan lang ako.
Yes, sir. Wala doon yung results. Nandun na yung presentation of results. So, syempre, yung conclusion is parang you are just inferring the possible results, but that could not be the results. So, ang tanong ko, sir, with this particular term, kanino ba namin sasubmit yung final paper with the results, conclusion, recommendation for us to get a credit for that, and eventually we're going to present that on January during the Research Congress?
I will check, Doc, if pagkakaintindi ko last na meeting, tama yung sinasabi nyo, no? Should be meron ng data gathering na yan, di ba?
Actually, sir, ngayon, data gathering.
Meron na yan, di ba? Data gathering na yan. Then after the data gathering, you do the result. Tapos the January, yun yung pagkakaintindi ko, January, ipe-present para may research congress. Of course, IMRAD format na siya. Research congress for non-thesis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pero syempre, bago i-present, there should be one of the faculty to check that paper. Kasi we're now starting the data gathering, so we can come out with results. And we have to review 384 documents for this.
Okay. Yun yung I think yun ang binigang role sa akin to check for the format, kung tama yung format. Pero kung 36 kayo, 36 nakita ko yung 36 po yun, Doc. Medyo mabigat para sa akin.
Correct,
sir. Dapat merong yan. Pero hindi kasi ganun kasimple yan eh. It takes time to review check for the regulatory journals, everything. Whether it's non-thesis, pag ako, dadaan pa rin talaga kasi magsasign po ako doon. Siyempre, dadaan pa rin tayo sa paper yan, master's thesis yan eh. Master paper yan eh.
So technically, sir, we're going to...
Dapat may technical na
Once we're finished with the paper, sa inyo namin i-email?
O i-email nyo po sa akin, tapos I do recommendation for kay Doc Matt kung papadaanin pa natin another tier, kung sino pang mag-check pa niyan, kasi syempre papadaan pa natin sa English professor, plagiarism, even it is not kasi ganoon na talaga because of yung lalo na to sa academic to, hindi siya simple, dadaan siya sa data, what do you call that, may data privacy, di ba? Merong mga ganun na ngayon so mabigat siya, dapat I recommend dapat meron dumaan sa ganun bagay.
Actually, sir, may consent
ko kaya 36 po kayo, di ba?
Yes, sir. So, sir, technically,
yes,
once we're done with the paper, submit namin sa inyo.
Submit, tapos ako na mag-ano kay Doc Matt kung Doc Matt, ilalagay ko na lang doon sa letter, we need to check for the for this thing, whether to tawag dito, English professor, sa statistician, dadaan pa siya sa plagiarism checker. Of course, padaanin natin doon para syempre mga doctor din kayo, ayaw niyo rin di ba? Abala kasi pag ganun dumaan, tas pinablish. Although ipapublish niyo ba yung paper niyo or hindi?
Depende siya sa recommendation ng faculty
Oo.
Thank you,
Pero
sir.
kung ayun nga po, i-submit nyo po sa akin, I do recommendation kung dapat ahead of, bibigay po ako ng i-email ko po kayo on that, yung question nyo po.
Thank you, sir.
Kasi wala pang, hindi na napag-usapan yung ganung bagay, very specific na Okay. Yun. Pero kayo din, sumasang-ayon ba kayo na nagsasubmit nyo tapos okay na, hindi dadaan sa mga bagay-bagay like yun na mention ko? Of course, hindi naman, di ba? Susulat ko lang, Doc, kublete na.
Salamat, sir.
Tapos na ho ba kayo, Doc, Poblete, sa data gathering?
Sir, actually, collaborative study namin ni Dr. Talali ito on quality assurance. So we already have a consent from the hospital to avail of these 384 documents for review. So we already have soft copies of these documents. So we are now going to start data gathering. Ang punto ko lang is baka mamaya masayang yung effort kasi hindi namin alam kung saan sasabit na faculty. And since you are discussing research right now, I think you're the best person to receive these kinds of paper.
Opo.
Thank you, sir.
Doc Poblete, tanong ko lang, yung 364 documents na re-reviewin nyo is a secondary data to, no? Dumadaan pa ba to sa hospital na REC?
Sir, I don't think kailangan because we're actually quality assurance officers of the hospital. And there is this particular hypothesis pagdating sa risk rating for you to do an action plan, nagiging empirical yung tinatawag na risk rating. Parang ikaw na lang mag-a-assign. So what we're trying to prove is, are there determinants for you to is there any standard that which an organization can avail so that the risk rating method will not be empirical. So yun ang gusto namin.
Yun, Doc, yung concern ko lang kasi ganun din yung some other issue, no? Kasi JCI din na hospital to, hindi to sa Pilipinas basta abroad. Pinatanong ko kasi siya yung may hawak ng data Siya yung may hawak talaga ng mga information ng buong bansang yon. Tapos sabi, sir, madali naman i-extract yung mga data na to kasi computerization naman sila. Sabi ko, pa-check mo nga kung papayagan kayo. Sabi, hindi pumayag yung pinaka-head. Kasi even itago natin yung pangalan ng hospital na yon, no, tertiary hospital for example, still nakasulat yung pangalan ng taong yun kung saan siya nagtatrabaho. Parang ganun yung ano eh. Ay, si Doc Poblete yung nagtatrabaho sa ganito. Of course, ito yung ano niya, data. Something like that. Baka meron tayong, ewan ko lang Doc kung pasabi lang, pasingtabi lang dun sa ano, sa REC kung under ba siya. Kasi very ano to eh, very crucial yung information na to.
Actually, sir, pag nakita mo yung study design, we are just after the risk assessments of all the departments of the hospital for us to more or less come out with a standard on risk rating.
Dok, kung ganon, kung with the wala namang patient involved, like sa Makati Med, like sa Makati Med, sabihin ko lang sa inyo, sa Makati Med, yung mga nurses, kumbaga, pag something with the patient, may patient po involved, parang gumawa sila ng ano eh, dadaan sa REC. Okay. Kung mga nurses lang, yung mga ganyan, mga tinatanong mga nurses, ay yung head na mismo ang magsasign dun sa parang hindi na REC kasi okay din sa review board na marami silang chine-check ano. Wag na dumaan sa review board pero nakatago yung pangalan ng hospitals, no, hindi mini-mention yung hospitals, yun yung ano ethics doon at saka walang patient involved. Okay yon. Para kung mag-okay din ng head, kung kayo yung head.
Sir, actually, wala talagang pasyente involved. What we are trying to review are processes based on ISO standards. So kaya nga, sir, I'm also the head of the quality assurance. So naisip ko, hindi pwedeng lagi na lang empirical yung risk rating. Kailangan, we have to come out with the standard. So we're trying to search. Now we're trying to search for this. Wala talagang standard method. That's why we're trying to actually hypothesize that we can come out with a certain standard. Yun yung objective ng paper.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yan. Okay. May question pa ba? Yan, Doc, i-submit nyo sa akin. Then, mag-usap din kami ni Doc Matt how to work on this. Kung 36 kayo kanina yung counting, dadaan sa aking mga babasahin. Medyo mabigat para sa akin po, no? Mabigat na ma-check ko lang. Pero yung some other factor, some other part ng research, hindi natin ma-check. We need another man or another na tao para i-check yung. Okay. Ma'am Christine Gutierrez po, you're raising your hand. Go ahead, ma'am.
Good evening po. Sir, good evening.
Good evening po.
May we also know, or baka ako lang hindi po na-inform, when is the submission of our finished project? I know within this term, pero what is the deadline?
This term po. This term, ano?
Is there a specific deadline? Kasi like, our study entails interviewing kasi phenomenological siya eh. And we still have, we need lots of time to transcribe the interview kasi
yes.
pandemic siya. So we can just make a timetable. Opo.
Doc Christine, kasi yung trimesters 4 months siya, di ba? 4 months dapat matapos within that period.
Okay po.
Within that
So
period.
this
Tapos
would
ang target
be
kasi, ang target is January to be presented, kung non-thesis to be presented sa parang research congress, magkakantak ng ganun po. Pero
okay.
within
So
4 months dapat matapos na rin ng paper. Kasi
I
yun din ng
understand, sir.
opo. Pero kung peno, no? If you don't mind, sa hospital
sir,
din yung peno nyo.
Not necessarily, sir. We will conduct this study in our own, kanya-kanya rin po. Parang pwedeng satellite clinics, outpatient, ng the departments. Hindi sa isang institution only, sir.
Okay.
So wala naman matatamaan within that with the scope of the study, wala naman po kami matatamaan na institution, wala kami need na i-mention yung any institution. Private institution.
Doktora, matanong ko lang po, yung sa peno nyo po after interviewing, transcribing, yung mga teams, yung mga common team, individual teams, after that, may result, mga eidetic insight, you will, doktora, ibabalik pa sa mga co-researcher nyo, yung answer nila, yung transcribe nyo po. Ibabalik nyo po, o hindi na?
Yes. That's the plan, sir. Kung kaya
ibabalik pa.
Opo. Ibabalik.
Dapat ibalik para... Hindi, I mean, ito yung result, sabihin sa kanila, baka meron kasing peno rin dito, no? I'm talking sa, in general peno. Kasi merong ibang peno na, in phenomenological study kasi, the lived experience, normally, transcribe ka, tapos after transcribe, i-team mo siya, common team. Individual team. Tapos din, common team, yung mga interlacing team, Tapos, at the end, gagawa ka ng eidetic insight, something na na bagay or bulaklak, something like that, na ito yung nag-symbolize dun sa study mo. Kasi lot of words talaga siya, puro sulat siya. So yung yung isang hermeneutic yung author nito is babalikan mo pa yung co-researcher mo. After babalik. Mababagkaintindi ko, sasabihin, tama ba to? Ito yung mga sinabi mo, ito ba? Para to verify it.
To validate also
So kung ganon, kung 10 yung respondent mo, kung 10 yung co-researcher mo, 10 rin yung babalikan mo siya, which is tama kayo. Medyo mabigat-bigat. Merong other din naman na hindi na binabalikan sila. Another author din ng phenomenological. Kaya I think mas maganda yung hindi na babalikan para hindi ka na mahirapan.
Yes, sir.
Hindi ka na mahirapan.
The plan lang is balikan. Siyempre, yes, just to verify, validate. Pero with the time that was given, parang hindi na po namin magagawa. Thank you po, sir. Thank you so much.
Transcribe mo. Yun na medyo mabigat eh. How to transcribe. How to yung team. Yun yung medyo mabigat. Meron nga software din na ginagamit on that. If you familiar with NVivo, NVIVO. Pinapasok dun sa yung mga transcribe.
Yung mismo interview.
Tapos ang computer will siya na yung maglalagay ng yung color coding, for example, at saka nagiging quantitative siya, halimbawa dun sa sinabi niya, na-transcribe mo na, about love. Ano yung mga usual? Ilang percentage sa sinabi niya about love? Mga 90%. Parang ganun. Nagiging very ano siya. Maganda siya. Oo. Merong kasi mga paid na ano yun software Merong mga magagaling na gumagawa ng ganyan. Mapapadali yung buhay. Tapos meron siyang mapping na rin. I recommend kung gusto niyo for that.
Thank you, sir, for the idea. Hanapin na lang po namin.
Yes, Sarmiento po.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes po.
Kasi, di ba, last term, first sem, we submitted the research. Anyway, so last term, we submitted parang yung proposal nga po.
Apo.
So, with what you're saying na kailangan padaan namin lahat sa mga ethics, ganyan, paano kung ma-reject? So, wala kaming papers end ng term. Kasi, sobrang ikli ng time for us to, because we thought na okay na yung research proposal namin, ganun. So, I was just wondering.
Hindi, ano lang yung, sinasabi ko yung, this is the proper, yung sa non-thesis, if you're not planning to publish it, yun ang ano natin. I mean, pwede nang, ganun. Pero yung sinasabi ko, yung dinidiscuss ko, yun sa thesis, yung format ng thesis.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Pero yung non-thesis, I think kung wala ka naman wala kang balak na i-publish siya.
Thank you.
Kasi kung pa-publish mo siya, syempre,
Opo, sir.
ikaw yung sumulat no, maano ka rin, di ba? Of course, the institution and also maano.
Okay.
Yun yung ano.
Thank you po.
Kasi sabi ni Doc Matt yung last time, nakapag-submit na kayo, di ba? Sabi niya dun sa last nakapag-submit na kayo. January, present nyo na agad. Kung ano yung sinubmit nyo, yun present nyo na agad. Invite nyo lang. Oo. Alright. With that, meron pa ba? I think mahaba na ating usapan.
Doc Index, Justin po.
Go ahead.
Doc, kasi sorry, thesis po yung track ko po. Just wondering po di ba po nagsabit po kami ng proposal yung last sem po, na yun po kung may alteration po ako sa title ko because of the respondents that I will be using. Do I need to create a new paper
Yes.
po?
Yes, yung for a new title, dapat mag-ano ka, di ba? Parang sa
I mean, same topic pa rin po, Doc, but yung nga lang yung respondents lang yung will change. Tsaka yung back yung mga previous.
Siguro, I'm speaking to sa standard talaga ng dapat may letter ka for the alteration din, I-address mo lang sa Parang
okay po.
To be safe To be safe
Kasi
lang naman.
Medyo may hindrance po ako na yung doon
Pero
sa
kung
paper.
pero yung time naman, wala naman pinag-usapan doon sa change ng questionnaire, wala naman pinag-usapan. Only the title, wala naman pinagbago, di ba?
Magkakaroon po ng bago rin sa content kasi Doc, yung
content din.
May kasi po yung unang paper.
Kung sa akin, gawa ka ng letter din para safe. Para safe
okay po.
lang.
Sige
kasi
po.
yung una na aprobahan ng una
Sige po.
Oo.
Okay po.
Pero matatagalan ba yun? Matatagalan pa?
Hindi po, mas mapapadali lang po ako, Doc. Kasi medyo yung respondents ko po biglang
gawa ka na lang letter para maging
naging 30 na lang kasi, Doc.
Title, Okay. Sige. Kung internet connectivity, medyo mabagal. Okay, maraming salamat. Sige po, may last question? Wala na po. Kung wala ng katanungan, picture po tayo. Pwede po ba? Picture tayo. Kailangan ng documentation. Okay, documentation. Okay. Save as thesis. Okay, isa pa. Next po. 2 page eh. Save as this snipping. Smile. Okay, salamat po sa inyong lahat na pagdalo. Marami pong salamat. Ano na lang, next, parang gawin na lang natin every other week, no? Total, naman 4 months naman po tayo, no? Every other week na lang yung ating meeting. Okay lang po ba sa inyo yun?
Okay lang po, Doc. Salamat
Okay
po.
po.
Tapos, magbibigay po ako ng ng Google form para to answer that, para meron akong ihahati ko po yung group eh. Kumbaga pagsasama-samahin ko yung, for example, experimental study, sama-sama nga, phenomenological study, qualitative, quantitative, mixed method, pagsama-samahin ko para hindi ko tayo sobrang dami, para sa consultation, no, may consultation po tayo, or I'm planning for a parang oras na lang for the consultation. Diba, magsiset na po ako ng name, tapos may hour, papasok na lang sa Zoom ng ganong oras. Siguro I think para mas makapagtanong kayo. Ganon yung plano ko po. Pero yung next meeting po natin, a week after next, hindi po sa susunod pong Saturday, same time, 7 p.m. No po. Okay lang po ba sa inyo?
Okay, sir.
Okay po.
Yes po. Okay po.
Sige, mga ENT Association pala to, no? Nice meeting you. Kala ko may convention ngayon. Nandito ba presidente ng ENT?
Pass na po.
Yung mga
Past president. May past president dito. Wow. Nice meeting you.
Dalawa po.
Ang galing naman.
Sir, favor. Sir,
Sige.
favor.
Sige
Sir,
po.
pwede paki-post na yung schedule ng classes kung every
Opo,
other Saturday, sir. Thank you.
Ipopost ko po yung option every other Saturday. Tapos yung mag-aano kayo sa Google Form para mahati ko kung anong klaseng study meron kayo, no? Then di ba tapos, alam ko tapos yun na to eh. Ma-polish natin, no? Ma-polish natin kung ano yung ma-recommend natin. Ayun, kumbaga consultation, gawin natin consultation para mas konti yung tao, mas I think mas maganda. Okay? Salamat po. Sa pagdalo, I will post po sa email niyo po. Okay, salamat po.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Po, marami po.
Salamat po. Salamat
Thank you.
po.
Good night.
Salamat po. Salamat po.